Hello, everyone. I'm Mark,
And I'm
and
Rob.
Rob hesitated because he wasn't sure if he was going to say Angry Rob or not. I think. Welcome to Mark and
Nah,
Rob's Showdown. This is today is Saturday, and this is the day after the games from last night. The Knicks-Pacers. We also had Denver and Minnesota, both game threes. So, what was your takeaway from the Knicks-Pacers game, Rob? The Pacers got back in the series with a win, 111 to 106.
well, I think the Knicks kind of, like I said, they had the lead by 9, and then you got to finish it out. It wasn't. I mean, yeah, you could say we're not going to whine and cry about the referees. There were some calls, but
Because
that
you know
wasn't
I'm
the
not
reason
going to
why
let
they
you,
lost.
Rob.
Well, let
I'm
me
not going to let
finish.
you.
Let me finish. Let me finish. It wasn't the calls, that caused them to lose. It was they're not making the free throws and not getting the rebounds. So that's why they lost. So got to move on to the next game.
All right. I'm glad to hear you say that, Rob. Because
You got to let me finish, man. You got to let me finish.
I understand. I was just letting you know that you couldn't say that if you wanted to, because I wasn't going to let you.
Yeah.
Anyways, I thought that the Knicks were not as good down the stretch as they were in other games. Like I said, especially the rebounds. I thought the refs probably favored Indiana a little bit because they were at home down the stretch. But I thought New
But
York had the favoritism in New York. So we'll see what happens.
yeah,
Uh,
what can you do? I mean, like I said, it wasn't the referees that they should have closed it out. I mean, despite referees, you could still got to get the rebounds, and they had a chance to make free throws, and then that key again, just like in the Philadelphia series, the guy got the rebound, and the guy got a long distance shot, and he won the game, just like Maxey did. Only he didn't travel. So
right. Alberton came up big for Indiana. He got 35 points, 14 for 26, 6 for 16 in threes, and he also had 7 assists and 4 rebounds, 2 steals, and a block. So that was a nice complete game by
yeah,
him. Go
well,
ahead.
it wasn't a complete game. He faded again. He faded in the fourth. He wasn't around in the fourth quarter. He wasn't there for in the fourth
Well, I
quarter
didn't say he
again.
played a perfect game. I said a complete game in terms of.
Well, it's not a complete game if you don't finish in the fourth quarter.
All right,
That's
so a
not complete.
semi-complete game. Uh,
Yeah, that's not complete. You got to finish. You got to
Someone was playing in
keep
the
on going.
fourth quarter well because they were down by 9 in the fourth quarter and came back to win by
Well,
5.
it
So
was. It wasn't
they
him
turned
though.
around by 14 points.
No, it wasn't him.
Slacum had 26 points and he had 9 for 14 and 7 rebounds. And also, Turner had a good game. He had 21 points, 10 rebounds, and he was 7 for 13, 2 for 5.
Yeah, Halliburton had it
Brunson,
going in the first half, but the other key players, the bench usually who plays good with the Pacers uh, weren't that good. The bench for the Knicks, I was surprised. It was a Burks sighting last night, and he played excellent.
yeah, Indiana didn't get much help from their bench, but New York got 24 points off the bench. Brunson had his
Burks came off the bench.
normal game. Didn't shoot quite as well as he normally did, but it was pretty close. He had 6 assists and 26 points, 10 for 26, and 2 for 6 in threes. Uh,
Yeah, so
but
so it's another game. We'll see what happens.
Hart had 18 rebounds. I thought it was a misprint, but apparently it's not. He had 18
No,
rebounds. Yeah,
he's
wow.
he,
For shooting guard, he's listed as a shooting guard. That's unbelievable. DiVincenzo had 35 points and he was 7 for 11 for threes. So he had a big game, but he also came up short in the last half of the fourth quarter. He had 35 points halfway through the fourth quarter and didn't score anymore.
yeah,
So
same thing. Yeah,
he
but
didn't
yeah,
come.
Hart's a beast. He's a beast on the rebounding. He's really. I mean, to get 18 rebounds,
Right.
he's really hustles and he plays hard, but that's okay.
All right, they made it play a series. Who do you think is going to win game 4, Rob?
The Knicks are going to be kind of they. I like the interview. They were like, they even like with me was saying we made mistakes. We didn't get the rebounds. We didn't make the free throws. And they said we got to play better down the stretch. So I think they will.
Okay, I'm taking Indiana in the next game, even though I'm still thinking the Knicks are going to win the series. But all
Okay.
right. So the other game, which was a big game, obviously, because it was 2-0 and Denver had lost both games at home, and they had a lot of trouble with swarming defense by Minnesota. I'm going to tell you my take on that one. My take was that Minnesota's defense wasn't as good, but also the refs called it tighter, and they weren't going to allow them to get away with some of the physicality that took place in the second game, especially. I thought it was fairly clean in the second game, but it was for playoff basketball it was still uh, you know fairly clean, but still was physical because it was more physical than the regular season. but the refs weren't having it, and I think that slowed them down defensively after they started calling it tight because obviously they don't want to get in foul trouble. That was my take on that. I thought that Denver played a better game in terms of handling the defense, and also that Jamal Murray was obviously felt better. He was more sprite. He was healthier, and he could handle the pressure better. What was your take, Rob?
Well, I mean, again, I don't think the referees might have called it tight, but I think Denver is they were kind of pumped up, even though the Minneapolis altitude might have affected them. They still played a lot harder. They were ready to play. They had a purpose.
Coming down from being up top in Mile High down to Minnesota? I don't think that made it. I don't think it made it.
That didn't affect them at all, which is pretty good. I was surprised by that. no, but seriously, they just came out and played harder. That's all. They had a mission, so they were ready to play harder, and they did.
Well, it helps when your second best player is a lot healthier. He seemed like he was maybe not 100%, but he seemed better, and he shot a lot better. 11 for 21 and 2 for 5 from threes. He had 5 assists and 24 points. And Jokic had his normal game with 24 points and 10 rebounds and 10 assists. He played another excellent game. But Porter came up big. That's it. When Porter comes up big, they tend to win. He's their third guy.
Yeah, he's their 3-point shooter. Yeah, when he starts hitting those threes, when he starts shooting the threes, and then if he doesn't make those, he's a big factor. Edwards did not play too well. Only had 19 points.
Yeah, he didn't have his best game, and he also defensively, while he was hustling defensively, he didn't really have. He had like 0 steals and 1 block, so he didn't get any
5 turnovers. So
yeah, that was his weakest game, probably. So I don't know if the weakest game in the playoffs, but certainly the weakest game in this series.
And that's why they play the games. It happens. Can't be consistent all the way. That's why we play the games.
Well, they need to give Towns more shots because he was 4 for 5 from threes, but he only scored 14 points. They need to give him more shots. But
he wasn't.
But Rudy Gobert only scored 6 points, and he only had 4 rebounds and no blocks. So I don't know. He didn't have a very good game, I think. But anyways,
well, he might have been since he just had a kid. He might not have got too much sleep. So
maybe Romeo or so, whatever his name is. All right. Well, anything else you want to say about that game? I just think the defense was not as intense from the very beginning, and then the refs slowed him down a little bit with the calls. So, and I think it was like I said yesterday. I think Denver's just going to win because they're due for a good game and they're desperate, and they did. So it didn't surprise me at all. I picked Indiana and Denver to win those games last night, and both of them won.
Yeah, game 3s are always really hard to win in playoffs. It's very hard to win game 3.
So I'll do a video on this, either a short or a long video. But most often, believe it or not, people have a misunderstanding about that, or they misconstrue it. Game 4 is most often, especially in the playoffs in the NBA, second, third, and fourth round when the series are closer. Game 4 is most often the most important game because you can't go if you go down 3-1, you only have like an 8% chance of winning. So we'll see. But that game 4 is to me is most exciting, and when I think the series really gets interesting, especially.
So you think Denver's going to win the next game?
No, I think Minnesota's going to win. I think they're going to crank up the defense again, and I think they're going to win game 4. They lose 2 in a row at home. I don't know if that's going to happen. We'll see what happens, though. I mean, Murray's healthy now. It looks like it. No, I think Indiana and Minnesota are going to win in the next game.
Okay, well, you're going to get one out of 2 right. You're going to get one out of 2 right. I think Denver's going to win.
You think Denver's going to win? You think they're going to win both the away games? All right, and then we have tomorrow night's games. So we got Cleveland and the Knicks. I mean Cleveland. I'm sorry, Cleveland and Boston. Who do you think is going to win that one, Rob? That's going to be game. They're 1-1. Each series is 1-1. So who do you think is going to win that?
Well, Boston should win, but they played kind of off game, but they should win. They're playing tonight. They're playing tonight, not tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Did I say tomorrow? Okay, tonight. Play tonight.
Yeah, they're playing tonight. I mean, Cleveland, if they can still get those 3 players, like I said before, if Garland, the other guard, because Mitch is going to score his points, but if the other guard And if Mobley plays well, the Celtics might be in trouble.
All right, I think Celtics are going to win tonight, and OKC's playing Dallas, and that's going to go to Dallas now. But I still think OKC is going to win.
Yeah, I think so too.
All right, that's our quick wrap up for the NBA playoffs for Saturday, May 11th, and we'll have another one tomorrow to go over the 2 games. And enjoy the games, and I love the playoffs though. The intensity of that Indiana New York game was great. Just like the Minnesota Denver game too. I thought the intensity was off the charts. Enjoy the games tonight, and we'll talk to y'all tomorrow. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you do subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified of the next video. We do now have 74 videos out, 50 shorts for those with short attention span, millennials and Generation X. And then we also have 24. This will be our 25th video for our longer version, which are usually between 10 and 20 minutes. So hopefully you do that. And, feel free to make comments. We enjoy them as long as they're not stupid comments or insulting comments. Anyways, do you want to say goodbye, Rob?
Peace out, you guys.
All right. Take care, everyone.